Bravo wrapped up season 15 of The Real Housewives of New York with part 2 of the reunion, and it left fans absolutely furious. The drama centered around Brynn Whitfield, who had been under fire after admitting that Yuba Hassan may not have actually heard her say she was raped. This revelation led to an explosive confrontation in the finale, and many of the women were deeply upset with Brynn. Throughout the season, trust had already been a major issue with her, and going into the reunion, most of the cast had made it clear they didn't believe they could ever trust her again. During part 1 of the reunion, Brynn was heavily criticized for being dishonest and manipulative, and fans expected more of the same in part 2. However, what they didn't expect was the cast suddenly softening toward her after she broke down in tears. When Brynn started crying, the mood shifted. Instead of continuing to hold her accountable, many of the housewives began feeling bad for her and ultimately forgave her. This was a major shock to fans, many of whom had been expecting a harsher response. Social media quickly erupted with outrage, with some viewers saying they might stop watching RHONY if Brynn returns for another season. At the center of this drama was Brynn's claim that she had confided in Yuba about her sexual assault. However, she later admitted that Yuba might not have actually heard her. This led to major tensions between the two women, but as the reunion neared its end, Yuba walked over to Brynn and hugged her. Both women apologized to each other, and Yuba encouraged Brynn to apologize to the rest of the group. Still, some of the other housewives, including Saida Silva, were not convinced and made it clear that they couldn't be friends with Brynn again. Despite this, the mood of the reunion completely changed as the women seemed to rally around Brynn. Raquel Chevremont, in particular, had a tearful moment where she apologized to Brynn for being harsh and told her that they all loved her. Brynn, still crying, said that the situation hit too close to home, and Raquel admitted that it did for her as well. Even Jenna Lyons, who had remained relatively quiet throughout the reunion, acknowledged that while the women were still frustrated with Brynn, they didn't want to completely cut her off. The reunion ended with Brynn apologizing to Jessel Taank and Yuba, insisting that she wanted to be a better friend. While this seemed like a resolution for the cast, many fans were furious. Social media exploded with backlash, with fans accusing Brynn of manipulating the situation to avoid accountability. Some viewers felt like the rest of the cast let her off the hook way too easily. One user tweeted, "Brynn accepts no responsibility. #RHONY." Others pointed out that she continued to double down in interviews even after the reunion, making it clear that she hadn't truly learned from the situation. Some fans even called for Brynn to be removed from the show altogether. "Brynn is not mentally sound and should not be on TV," one fan wrote. Others were frustrated that such a dramatic moment was ultimately resolved so quickly. Them apologizing to Brynn after she just gaslit them, including Yuba, is why this show needs to be chopped, another viewer said, adding that RHONY is failing to capitalize on its biggest scandals. Another user noted, "I've never seen a franchise flop this bad in Housewives history." Despite all the backlash, Brynn has denied any rumors that she is leaving the show. However, in a surprising turn of events, Rebecca Minkoff did confirm that she would be leaving RHONY following the reunion. While it remains to be seen how the show will move forward, one thing is clear. Fans are not happy with how this season wrapped up. Whether the producers will address these concerns in the next season remains to be seen, but for now, RHONY fans are divided over whether Brynn deserves to stay on the show.